Hi. This is an extract from something called Peach State. All sweet this kid, born on one peach of a starry night, and materialised into the kingdom of the wastrels, who were all awash the length of the paved rubber stretch, cut into squares of lines with gold. They hop across the sparkling marble surface, between the spindly trees encased in metal, disappearing into glass buildings and returning all giddy. This kid, dressed to be but a series of outlines caught in the lights, hopeless glares that seep through large windows, angles of dim orange falling from above, and the low sheen of plastic uplights, all diffracted to a blur. Nothing can catch the face full. The moon is low and awkwardly assumes all halo-like above this kid's head, whose face is a disjoint of possible features. The wastrels are caught unawares, slumped on the cement lip of a channel of pretty water that trickles the length of this curious stretch. With flats of palms pressed into their faces, they perform long, immaculate sobs in unison, or dumping their minds into each other's lobes, and clutching at waist as they wheeze until the need for air, or trying to uproot a curved metal bench, grappling with its base, getting what they can out of it, delaying the breakdowns. Disturbed from these states, they peer into and through the night's cool air, squinting from eye to eye, trying to form a stiller picture of this kid, whose incomplete face teases them towards despair. They are now alert to the point of distress, not knowing how to stand, and with jaws moved to dislocation, they watch as this kid begins to walk towards them, placing every other step on a circle of light, pinks, greens and blues spilling out the sides of the soles. The wastrels start to panic as they prepare for this arrival, tucking in or out bits of clothing, sometimes skinned by mistake and then on purpose, pulling at their faces, tugging at hairs, patting things down, peddling their reflections from shiny surface to surface, each one the chance to be someone new, each one an utter disaster, and now they stand estranged from one another, between the opposing walls of bistros, as this kid walks between them and then beyond, heading towards the unmapped edges of their stretch. Such desire hangs thick in the air. The agony of this arrival is surpassed by that of it leaving so soon. A kind of chase then ensues, which has them scuttling with all possible love to within the bearable closeness of this kid. They are overcome by all possible shyness and have to retreat, but they dare not avert their eyes, and so begin to move crab-like sideways movements, arcing around and in front, and whilst within earshot they whisper to the wind, hoping their words will be carried the rest of the way to the lobes of this kid by the currents in the night's air. Before it all becomes too much and something forces them down and away, the corners of their mouths falling from their faces. All down the street they trail, creeping on toes up the right-hand side, the corners of their mouths surging towards their unblinking eyes, only to face the same pangs of strangeness at the top when they are close, and so they arc around again, with utterances of, "Won't you stay a little while?" left in the air, before they begin their descent, blowing kisses and slapping cheeks as they moonwalk away, completing this absurd orbit. As they get towards the end of this stretch, where they dare not stray beyond, amidst exhaustion, their desperation is complete, and so they plunge their hands into their chests and pull out their hearts and hurl them towards this kid, till the final beats are in as close proximity as possible, and one by one they drop in silent thuds on the rubberized ground. But some do not collapse immediately, and continue to stagger forwards, bumping the metal protectors of the spindly trees as they go, tearing off limbs and other body parts, throwing them at this kid, who never looks back, just keeps walking on the lights, as this attempt at a long caress turns miserable. Things begin to collide in the air. A creature almost forms in this mess that would perhaps, undead, follow this kid to the ends of the earth forever. They wince with each collision, as all manner of genital meet kneecap, meet armpit, meet incomprehensible part, and all wish that they had ripped out their eyes first, so as not to see a billowing penis collide with a fluttering ear, carrying it on a new trajectory, the tip resting inside the lobe entrance. And what sweet nothings must have been said in this transit, they all thought. A real peach to end on, this final image, as they fall about the glistening cushioned ground. Out there, amongst the star-crossed and the weak bladders, the one with defunct senses, half lost, is running all the way across the city, cheating on breaths, using a hand to glide around corners, wearing down the Victorian brick, and wiping clean condensed windows, revealing behind daytime straightbacks scrabbling over the last of the organic produce, getting what they can out of it and delaying their breakdowns, stumbling through courtyards, avoiding the unbearable lights, and finally over the river to find this kid, who was standing beneath the tree, surrounded by the translucent green of the lower petals. This kid's face could still not be made out, but this didn't seem to matter. The breeze rippled through the trees, the green rippled across the fabric. The one with defunct senses clears a dry throat and says, I just wanted to say that I think you're wild. Wild as old shit turned to white dust in the sun, but the rest of the words fell out too quick and were chewed into a vague noise. West of here, the sky was holding on to the night. They stared in silence through a deft green mist, until this kid, whose new treads upon summer night had made ruins of this town, held out a hand and led the one with defunct senses away, towards the final patches of the stars. Thank you.